Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is my hope and prayer that this video is actually going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine. Kisumu is also fantastic. Maybe you could also let me know where you're watching the video from, the county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. Rigathi Gachagua, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, has issued new demands to Raila Odinga before any engagement with Kenya Kwanza and William Ruto. And personally, if you ask me, the new demands which Rigathi Gachagua is coming up with will not be met by Raila Odinga. I know for sure that Raila Odinga is under a lot of pressure from the United States of America, from the church, and even from political class to engage with William Ruto. But Rigathi Gachagua's new demand is very simple. For them to agree to talk with Raila Odinga must, first of all, recognize Ruto as the President of the Republic of Kenya. And that is not going to happen until maybe after the talks begins. So in this video, I want to explain to you guys why Raila Odinga is not going to recognize William Ruto as the President of the Republic of Kenya before the beginning of the talks. And of course, William Ruto and Kenya Kwanza would want a situation where Raila Odinga, first of all, recognize him as the President of the Republic of Kenya. You all know that we went to the polls in August. IBC declared William Ruto the President-elect of the Republic of Kenya. Raila Odinga disputed those results. He went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court then ruled in favor of William Ruto. Then after that, Raila Odinga accepted the Supreme Court verdict, but he never agreed with them. Along the way, a whistleblower working very closely with IBC insiders shared with Raila Odinga the contents of the server. From that moment up to now, Raila Odinga has changed his mind. In fact, Raila Odinga has never referred to Ruto as the President of the Republic of Kenya. Even when he was announcing that they were calling off the demonstrations, he called Ruto Mr. Ruto, and that did not go down well with William Ruto's supporters. So in this video, I want us to look at why Raila Odinga is not going to accept that new demand by Rigathi Gachagua. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, I want you guys to take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want you guys to continue. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is now. Let us get straight to the points. And the points are only 5. The first reason why Raila Odinga is not going to meet that particular demand from by Rigathi Gachagua is that the issue of William Ruto's legitimacy is one of the basis for the talks. Which means if Raila Odinga were to recognize Ruto as the President of the Republic of Kenya, then he won't have a basis for these talks. Raila Odinga issued 3 demands. One of the demands is the cost of living, which William Ruto can easily deal with. In fact, today while in his home county, he explained that they've already imported a lot of foodstuffs and therefore the cost of living will come down. So that one, I don't think will address Raila Odinga's immediate political needs. If anything, the high cost of living is good for Raila Odinga's politics. The other demand he's putting is that the recruitment of IBC commissioners must be stopped, and already William Ruto has agreed to that, and that's happening. The third demand was the issue of the servers. Raila Odinga wants to know the content of the servers. Kenya Kwanza and William Ruto's brigades are not comfortable with the content of the servers. I did a comprehensive analysis about the issue around the server, and therefore if you missed them, you can get that particular video in one of my videos yesterday. But the truth is, the issue of the servers is one of the basis for these talks. If If Raila Odinga were to accept Ruto as the president, then the issue of the server would not arise. So that's number two. There is also the issue, because the first one is the issue of William Ruto's legitimacy. The second reason is server politics. Who won the elections? Is that person William Ruto, or is it Raila Odinga? Based on the server, not forget about William Ruto being the president and the rest. Raila Odinga and his team just wants to know who won the elections. Was that person Ruto, or was that person Raila? If that person was Ruto, then can we just open the servers and confirm? And then do a thorough audit. And if there are some monkey business were played, then what next? And because Raila Odinga is keen on answering those questions, there is no way he's going to accept that, okay, William Ruto is the president, and therefore open the servers. It doesn't operate like that. And because of that, I personally believe that Rigathi Gachagua is going to wait longer. And based on the headliners from Raila Odinga's side, the issue of the server is one of the demands, which minimum demands from Raila Odinga's side. If you read the mood, the tone of Raila Odinga supporters, even on this channel, they want the servers to be open because they believe there is something there. So if Raila Odinga were to withdraw from that server, he's going to lose it. The other reason why Raila Odinga is not going to accept that is because Raila Odinga wants to get into these negotiations as equal partners. Ruto the president, Raila the president. If that's not going to happen, he won't have a level playing field. Remember in 2008 what happened? When Raila Odinga was entering into discussions with the late Mzee Kibaki, Kibaki had already been sworn in at night. He had convinced Kalonzo Musyoka and made Kalonzo Musyoka his vice president. He had already formed his cabinet. And the effect of that is that when Raila Odinga came, he came and found Kibaki as a president. Indeed, he recognized Kibaki. So which means the only thing which was possible was for Raila Odinga to be accommodated somewhere. That's exactly what William Ruto and his team are hoping for. That Raila Odinga will get into the talks as an opposition leader. And that's why what they are offering Raila Odinga is the office of the official opposition, fully funded by government. They're comfortable with that. Why do you think they're comfortable with that? They're comfortable with that because they want Raila Odinga to get into these talks as an opposition leader. And therefore, the issues they are going to look at, they're going to look at them from the president and opposition leaders being allowed to raise issues, and those issues being looked into. For example, the issue of the server, the issue of cost of living, the issue of commissioners, generally, how government is run. But Raila Odinga is keen on entering these talks as an equal partner. Because of that, Rigathi Gachagua is going to wait longer. Number 4 is pressure from supporters. Let me ask you, and I normally gauge the mood of Raila Odinga supporters just from the comments section. I read the comments a lot, and that's why I'll keenly read your comments on this particular one. Pressure from supporters. And by the way, if you watched this video up to this stage and you are still watching it, please in the comment section just say present and then leave your comment. Let me ask you this question. As someone who supports Raila Odinga, because I know this channel, there are those who support Raila Odinga, there are those who don't support him. I'm specific about those who support Raila Odinga. What would you think if Raila Odinga were to agree to go into these talks by accepting Ruto as the president? The truth of the matter is that most of Raila Odinga supporters will be disappointed. Number 2, most of them will believe that Raila Odinga has already been given some money. Now, let's just be candid. That's how normally Raila Odinga supporters operate on these streets. Apart from audit of the servers, Raila Odinga supporters want Raila Odinga to be strong. They believe that Raila Odinga was conned to call off the demonstrations. He has already called off the demonstrations. And for him, that was one of the demands. And if, in fact, he called off those demonstrations against their wish. Now, if Raila Odinga were then to heed to Rigathi Gachagua's demand and call William Ruto the president or my brother, of course, they can call themselves like that, but calling Ruto the president, I'm sure that is not going to sit well with Raila Odinga supporters. And Raila Odinga understands this. And lastly, why Raila Odinga is not going to accept or to meet that demand is because the demand is coming from none other than Rigathi Gachagua. Raila Odinga views Rigathi Gachagua as not his equal. That's number one. Number two, he views Rigathi Gachagua as someone who is out to sabotage these talks. And therefore, these calls by Rigathi Gachagua, according to Raila Odinga, is just part of his strategy to sabotage the talks. And because of that, Raila Odinga will ignore him. Just like he has ignored one man. Who do you think Raila Odinga has really ignored in this country? Let me give you a hint. Raila Odinga has ignored Miguna for how many years? Several years. You know, Raila Odinga fell out with Miguna during the Nusumukate government. I mean, during the coalition government, 2008, 9 thereabouts. Miguna wrote a book. He never responded. He ignored him. Miguna went, wrote another book. He ignored him. 2013 elections came. Miguna supported Ruto and Uhuru. He ignored Miguna. 2017 came. Miguna appeared in almost all TV stations castigating Raila Odinga, including writing a book. Raila Odinga ignored Miguna. Miguna finally found his way to Azimio, to NASA at that time, and successfully managed a coup against David Ndei and ran away with the People's Assembly. And even during that time, Raila Odinga really ignored Miguna. Then after that, he was deported, attacked Raila Odinga throughout. Up to now, let me know if Raila Odinga has ever responded to Miguna. So Rigathi Gachagua is going to be ignored like that. I don't know what you think. And by the way, Rigathi Gachagua is saying today that Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta are the reasons why they have not been able to pay salaries for civil servants. This is a man who promised the police that he was going to increase their pay. Immediately, they take over. Let me ask you a question. What can we do to put people like Rigathi Gachagua to account for their words? Or do we just assume that our country is tribal and therefore being part of Kenya Kwanza, who is a Kikuyu, and as a Kalenjin, we must support him? Or when do we put our leaders to account? I think that's a conversation that we as a country need to have. Thank you guys for now. Until next time, bye-bye.